Hi there. So, long story short, after 2 laptops were destroyed on September the 4th, as I was labeled an anti-Semite, and of course I've been to trial and I've been to appeal, and now they're bankrupting me with legal fees, even though I technically won and was defamed and libeled by Elizabeth May of the Green Party. She lied in court, filed false sworn affidavits. The whole thing was a farce. They replaced our judges. Her name didn't appear on the documents. They sequestered us away so nobody would see what was going on. They killed our jury trial on a technicality, but of course kept my money. But Elizabeth May got on the stand and she lied and said she tried to call and that, anyway, the bottom line is that I came across old video that, even though 2 laptops were destroyed, and copies of these videos. I still found some of them, and I'm going to post them here on this video, and it proves, well, here, I'll show you. You see this? This is the times. Like, for example, Rob Hines phoning here at 11:48, the Kevin Lieben 10 minutes later, who you'll hear, and then Rod Mickelberg at 1:52, 2:02, 1:44. Anyway, you listen to the audio and you'll hear right there that the Green Party had already slit my throat while they were pretending that they hadn't, and Elizabeth May was telling media she spoke to me, and that was a complete lie. In fact, the first time I talked to her was in court, which I've been fighting now for 35 months, 36 months today, almost, 2 days from now, 3 years ago, I was attacked as an anti-Semite. I proved in court I was liable twice, but somehow they're all blaming the victim, and looks like I'm going to owe $50,000 on a judgment because of these corrupt and crooked judges and the system that I went through. It was a complete farce. And thank God I videotaped an awful lot of it, because someday the truth will come out. But here, have a listen to this, and try to remember what Elizabeth May has said publicly about what was going on at this time, and what I went through with this. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope it makes sense to you, but I'm putting all this stuff together myself. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said it's Kevin Libben calling from the National Post. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I guess news travels fast.
Which news is that?
Well, you're calling me, right? I'm sorry, I'm not going to, can I ask what I can do for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I presume you're alluding to some of the stuff that's been showing up on the internet about you. And I was just curious to get some of your thoughts, some of your perspective on what that's all about.
It's another attempt to try to remove any efforts to deal with the cannabis issue and the people that are affected by it, and deny me a voice to be able to speak about that.
Okay.
This has already been brought up by 24-hour news months ago when they attacked Elizabeth May for supposed anti-Semitic comments, and I went through it with Mr. Holman here at 24-hour news, and he could probably give you quite a bit of information at that time. I could send it to you as well, but I'm dealing with quite a strong force that's trying to keep me out of doing what I'm doing. This has nothing to do with one of 5,000 comments I may have made on some chat forum over the years.
Right.
I'm not Kevin Potvin, and I guess I'm prepared to defend myself, but really this has nothing to do with any of these comments. These people have done this before, and if you really want the whole story, I'm prepared to give you this, but I've taken threats by the police, by Hell's Angels, by everybody trying to talk about the cannabis issue. Obviously, I was involved with the Marijuana Party.
Yeah.
You obviously know I had to challenge the NDP presidency to even bring up the word cannabis after Jack Layton asked me personally, all of us through Mark Emery, to come help him. I joined the next day. I got the first resolution in the country that would have given the NDP the legalization policy. I was met by Jack Layton's own agents to try to get rid of us. I challenged the presidency to say the word, even though 200 to 600 of the resolutions at the NDP convention had to do with the drug war. It's like the big white elephant in the taxpayers' living room that nobody wants to deal with. And I went to jail for a crime I didn't commit in Saskatoon, over 8 grams of cannabis, and I've been trying to deal with that and clear my name and get this issue on the front burner for years. Elizabeth May promised me she would. And these people have continued. I had to win my nomination twice because they put such fear into the Green Party that I was some wing nut, or I'm certainly not anti-Semitic, and you have to understand that right now I'm standing here vibrating and emotional over the attacks that I have to deal with to help people that receive a medical benefit from a plant and are being hurt and going to jail with 30% of your tax money. So I don't know what else I can tell you, but I certainly did not mean any disrespect to Jewish people or the country of Israel or anybody else, and I certainly do not wish to harm what I believe is a growth in the Green Party by the Marijuana Party joining them over some people that want to remove me to take this issue off the front burner.
So, the NDP thing, just tell me a little bit about all of this battle that you're fighting. I mean, I know from reading some of your stuff that you're in favor of decriminalizing.
No, I'm not in favor of decriminalization, because all that does is make cannabis more expensive and gets guys with guns on the streets, because they're not dealing with supply. The stuff doesn't appear out of the air.
Okay.
I'm talking about re-legalizing it as it was before 1923.
Okay, re-legalizing.
And, you know, these are Canadian citizens that are in jail.
Yeah, okay.
Like, obviously, I'm sorry, what is your name again? Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin, I can't stop you guys from doing what you're going to do.
Right.
All I can do is, you know, I don't even know. I'm probably going to get in trouble just from talking to you. You know, like, I'm certainly not naive. Try to just imagine some of the things I've been through and things I've written on the internet and told about. So you can imagine what I'm thinking right now with you. This could be the end of my 18-year fight, you know?
What is the 18-year fight for the legalization?
In 1991, well, it started in the 80s, but I was eventually charged and convicted as a trafficker for 2 counts of cannabis for a total of 8.5 grams. And while I was waiting to go to jail, the police officer that framed me by taking a guy that had broken into 70 homes in Saskatoon, they got him on a wire and pestered me and withheld my rent for 2 months in a property that I kept him in. Excuse me, just 1 minute, please.
Yeah.
Because my wife is obviously doesn't, she thinks that I shouldn't even be talking to you, Kevin. But anyway, I'm going to bother because I've invested way too much of my life in this.
Yeah.
But this fellow had broken into 70 homes. The police had targeted me many times. I had native tenants. I wasn't the type to... There's 500 native women missing in Saskatchewan right now, and nobody cares about it. Yeah. I was targeted for whatever reasons. I had a nightclub and a restaurant, and was a successful real estate agent. I had a brokerage in Saskatoon. Anyway, they took this fella, and I'm piecing it all together. It took me years to put it all together. But the police officer that framed me was John Popowich, who in 1992 was the Martinsville case. He was accused of raping children in Martinsville, Saskatchewan.
Right.
Okay, and don't forget, like, you have to understand the Green Party and all this issue came up months ago with 24-hour news, so I don't understand what how it's now a concern again. But anyway, the Green Party maybe, you know, they're up in the polls, I think, because of our issue and our people. But getting back to this story, so I went through with all of that, and when John Popowich was acquitted of that, they took me aside in the prison and they said that all of the children identified John Popowich's brother, who had lost 50 pounds, shaved his beard, and taken off his glasses. And they moved me to a halfway house. Oops, I think I have another call.
Now it's recording.
What's his name?
Rob
You didn't clear the messages on the phone.
Mickelberg.
Rod, John Shavluk, you had just called here. I guess, obviously, you're calling in regards to that bogus assassination attempt that's been flogged around by blog. I guess if you want to give me a shout, 604-930-5059. I'm sure you've Googled me. You know, you can see I've got nothing to hide, so you might as well give me a shout back. Bye-bye.
Well, at least he didn't outrightly say
He did.
fire.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Is that recording?
Thank you for calling the Globe and Mail. For assistance with starting a new subscription or with the delivery of your...
So now I have to phrase this in a way that makes them look good. And...
Hello.
Hi, Rod.
Hi, John.
Sorry about that. My phone's been ringing off the hook here, so that's obviously why we're screening our calls.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess we know why.
I'm sorry, you're what?
I guess we know why.
You know why, obviously, that the blog that these people are trying to assassinate me with.
Right.
This was brought up a year ago by 24-Hour News when they attacked Elizabeth May for supposed anti-Semitic comments. I can't remember. 24-Hour News here in Vancouver ran it. I dealt with...
Mentioned at that time?
I'm sorry?
Were you mentioned at that time?
Well, the reporter, Sean Holman, phoned me, and we spoke for 45 minutes, and he decided that obviously it was garbage and worthless and not even real. I have 5,000 comments out there on forums, and those comments are just repeating what was said in 9/11 conspiracy theory stories as I spoke to an American cop in Washington, and they've been using this. I had to win my nomination twice. I've been at this battle for 18 years, and I hope for the sake of all the people that I'm trying to help that I don't go out over some crap about me being anti-Semitic, because nothing could be further from the truth.
Okay, what have the Green Party told you that they don't want you to be your candidate?
No, not yet. No, is that what you've heard?
What I've heard.
Well, if they are as cowardly as the NDP, they'll find that they cut their legs out from underneath them, because I've done nothing but move 250,000 marijuana party supporters to the party in the 2 years that I've been working for them.
John, I'm going to put... I haven't been recording you. Do you mind if I record you?
Go ahead. I've certainly...
I know you... I didn't think you'd mind, but I thought I would... In fact, actually, I'm such a computer klutz that I may not be able to... Can you just hang on a second?
Actually, so am I. So...
You'd be able to blog okay.
Well...
One ahead of me.
Do you know anything about me at all, Rod?
Well, I've looked
You guys
stuff
quote...
on the internet and stuff like that.
You guys quote...
I've seen interviews with you and stuff like that, and seen a couple of some...
You guys quoted me when my friend Carol Gwilt went to...
Yes, I saw that.
You know, her husband, a good buddy of mine who ran for MLA for the last provincial election from jail while he was arrested for these charges, he's in there now on 30 months maximum security, and a child rapist walked... this guy... I was in court when Senator Campbell had... where the courts called Senator Campbell's testimony about them opening the Dakine with Vancouver City's knowledge and all the permits approved, they called that hearsay evidence and put him away in maximum security for 30 months.
No, just hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can get an attachment, okay? You just hang on for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Well, Marie, I guess we're done. Like, we've done all that we can. If the Green Party's out there telling people that I'm not welcome, then that's just stupid.
I think they should have told you first before the media.
Yeah, you'd think they'd tell me, eh? Bizarre. All these politicians are nothing but cowards.
So you could go out on a blog and you could take something somebody say as
20 years
context.
ago. Yeah, which Elizabeth May, Adrian Carr has been wrapped for the same thing.
It just makes no sense.
Harper said out past Winnipeg we're all immigrants, and
there, in fact, I may have to unplug the phone to put this in.
If you want to call me...
You're saying so many good comments, I want to make sure I get them. So, can I phone you back in about 1 minute?
Yep, sure.
Okay, don't answer any calls.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, John.
Bye-bye.
Here's bye.
answer any calls.
Hi.
So, well, first of all, John, explain what that blog was all about, what you meant with that.
It's a chat site called Frost Clouds, and I was talking to a cop in Washington, the United States, and there was all that time was all those 9/11 conspiracy movies and everything coming out, and those were comments made into it. I didn't invent those statements, just parroted the things that were in there. You can see right above that where I'm talking about restoring police to their rightful place in society as pillars in the community, for God's sake. This to me, you have to understand, and I'll be, you don't know me from Adam, but my mom was Canada's first female licensed bailiff in this country, and I was raised, if your word is no good, neither are you. So I got nothing to hide, and you're telling me that the Green Party has kicked me out without even talking to me, then I don't know what
not official, that's what I'm hearing. It's
like I've
certainly not announced yet. So.
I got 5,000 posts out there. This one was used to attack me 6-8 months ago with 24-hour news. Sean Holman, the reporter from there, him and I talked for about 45 minutes. That he checked things out himself, and he didn't run the story the same day that they bashed Elizabeth May. You could see right on the page where I was supposed to be inserted, but he had a little bit of respect for the people I'm trying to help. But I'm certainly not anti-Semitic. Those comments are repeats of the stuff said on those things, and what I was trying to allude to is the same attitude that's got our guys dying in Afghanistan, and nobody talking about just licensing the farmers for the opium like they did in 1972 to end conflict there, and giving it to the AIDS sufferers in Africa. I paid $200 to be able to tell Stephen Lewis that at the NDP convention, where I had to even challenge the presidency just to say the word cannabis. After Jack Layton had me work for years, I was on their executive federally, provincially, locally. He told me I needed grassroots support. I got the first resolution, which would have given them the same policy as the Green Party to legalize cannabis and deal with this victimless crime we're spending 30% of our taxes on. I went and got all that. They sent agents to meet us in Montreal to try to talk us out of it. Well, I don't even have a job because I have a criminal record as a convicted trafficker for 8 grams of cannabis I had nothing to do with. And I spent $5,000 that we borrowed to get this done and got 6 resolutions in this country, and 200 of their whole 600 resolutions tied to the drug war, and they met us on the train to tell us they were cowards and didn't want to deal with the issue. Then I was denied being able to run for them again after challenging the presidency. So, you know, I don't know what's going on now, but this is the second or third time that this one blog item out of 5,000 posts has been used to try to assassinate me. Now, as somebody that was framed by police in 1991, obviously I'm not surprised. I would be surprised at the cowardice of the Green Party if that is the case, because then they're no different than Jack Layton.
And you didn't agree with Kevin Potvin going down the road either, right?
Well, I believe that an idle comment made... What happened to the Conservative that was drunk in Saskatchewan? Did he lose his job or be denied or ridiculed? People say stupid things. I didn't even say this. I was telling him what it says on the documentaries. I'm not anti-Semitic. I've been fighting for I was framed for standing up for natives in Saskatchewan.
Why did you include the phrase the shoddily built Jewish headquarters?
Because that's what the documentary alludes to, that it was a shoddily built.
What's that?
Well, I'd have to go back and through I don't even know, like...
Documentary at the time?
9/11 documentaries at the time, yes. The same... I also asked on those blogs, where's the bodies, the luggage, and the plane parts outside the Pentagon? Why'd they seize all of the video? This is ridiculous, this Dixie Chicks... backlash for people for questioning the biggest disaster in North America. You know, I wasn't even a Green Party member. I certainly, and I'm sitting there arguing with a law enforcement guy in Washington, D.C., I think it's pretty ridiculous. I'm 51 years old. I'm not standing up for me. They already raped and framed me 17 years ago. I'm standing up for the 75-year-old grandmothers that got to wear diapers if they can't smoke cannabis or use cannabis by eating it, because the legal drugs make them not control their bowels, and they have to have diapers. I've come out of the closet. I'm trying to help with this huge white elephant in the taxpayers' living rooms that 800,000 people have a criminal record for a victimless crime.
Well,
these are the...
It's a bit of a blow, eh?
Well, look, I've had the police here threatening us the day I called Jack Layton a liar on the internet with bogus complaints, giving us occurrence numbers. I pointed out my video cameras. That's what saved me. And you know what? You're a reporter. Phone them with the occurrence numbers they gave me. They don't exist. So that's the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. That I've screamed about what's happened to me for 17 years. Nobody cares until it happens to somebody they know. But I feel an awful lot like a RAR. I didn't see my children for 2 years for something I didn't do. Do you know the story about me being
framed? Well, I read what you said about it.
Well, you can Google John Popovich. You can Google Steve Ewan. I have a transcript. I can tell you the TV station, TV, Garth Murphy, A.A. Murphy and Sons used to own the TV station. The police didn't want him, obviously. That's why they split the 8 grams into 2 bags and threw away the tape machine on him when he sold the pot. I've been fighting so long that if I go out this way for all the people I'm trying to help, painted as an anti-Semite, then there's no justice in this country at all. This is an organized assassination attempt because what I'm doing is working. I was credited with 250,000 votes. Contrary to popular opinion, Mark Emery is not the cannabis movement in this country. In fact, he's done everything to hinder my work. We were credited with 250,000 votes in the NDP. I've been moving them to the Greens. Why do you think they're going up in the polls? If the Green Party don't realize why they're going up, and I think it's all about the environment, they're delusional.
Has the Green Party asked you about this at all?
I got a call that it was on a website from the BC organizer, and I responded to the websites myself. I don't know if you saw the post there.
The one where you say you're not anti-Semitic and
I can't remember what the blog is called. There's 2 of them. These guys have done it before. There's actually 3. It all stems from small dead animals that grow in Saskatchewan, my home province. This started a long time ago. You can trace it all out. Trust me, well, you don't want to hear that from a politician. The problem is I'm not a politician. I'm just somebody that went through the system, was framed by a cop that was charged for raping children in Martinsville, Saskatchewan, beat the charges because all of the children identified his brother. That's what they told me in jail when they took me out of jail and put me in a halfway house. Okay, well, if you've already written the story, what do you need me for?
We're a national news service, so we publish a series of stories. So we update our stories throughout the day for websites like the Globe and Mail, Yahoo.ca, and for newspapers. So the story we have right now is incomplete in that it mentions that the Green Party has lost one of its candidates, and